Hey there, gang. It's Jan Anderson, voice actor, coming to you with another script workout. So I've got a script here that we should check out. It's from the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. So let's work through it. All right. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all doing well. And so let's check out this script. We'll work through it. See what we got. Let me change the screen. Okay, here we go. So as I was saying, this is from the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. For those of you that don't know, this is an organization that provides support to kids. Parents can approach or get help from this organization for their child that might need some additional guidance. You know, they pair them with a suitable young adult usually. Or maybe even an older teen or something like that. Frankly, I don't know all the ins and outs of the program, but I do know that it's been around for a long time, and they're a great organization. I think I had a friend whose parents enlisted a big brother for this buddy of mine, and from what I understand, it was a great experience. So, what's not to like? So let's see what we've got going on here. What's our motivation as actors? Okay. Well, they're saying inspirational and inviting. Okay, well, let's take a quick look at this. Young people bring with them the promise of potential. It may be hidden and quiet. It may be loud and proud, but vast amounts of potential exist in every young person, and it's up to us to defend and nurture it. When our young people could use some additional support, the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America rise to the challenge. And when you become a big brother or sister, you just might find that the give and take that you experience will unlock the potential in you. Okay. Yeah. Win-win. Before we get too deep into this, I wanted to mention something that I don't think I've talked about before. And there are a bunch of things to consider when analyzing a script like we're doing here. And I just want to run through what's called the 5 W's very quickly. There's who, where, what, why, and when. And these are all questions that you can ask of the situation that's going on here. Okay, now we've got a commercial. It's for the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. Let's try to identify the 5 W's. So let's start with who. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking to? Well, we're talking to parents who might want to avail themselves of this service. Who are we? Well, it kind of sounds like we're a company representative. You know, we're extolling the virtues of the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. Where are we? In this situation, I think what we're talking about is where does this organization, where does this situation take place? And that's at least the United States. I'm not sure if it's an international organization, but for sure it's within the United States, okay? The what here is probably is the service. What are we talking about? We're talking about the service that the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America provide, okay? The why is... well, it's twofold. The why is because there's a need for it. They've been around, like I said, they've been around a long time providing the service in support of young people, young children. And the why is also because they want to promote this service. That's why we're recording the commercial in the first place. Okay. Now the last thing is when. When here is a little ambiguous. Well, there's no date. There's no specified date that we've talked about in this script. You know, this isn't a sale that's on for a limited time now through, July 4th, or, there's nothing like that. This is talking about currently. There's a current need. This service is currently being offered. So the timeline isn't as relevant here. It's now. Okay? Okay, so those are the 5 W's. Now, there are many other things to consider when talking about a commercial script. Couple things I think about is, what's the genre? What are other commercials of this genre sounding like? And in this case, it's a service. It's a service provider that is helping kids. So what do they sound like these days? Also, something else I think about is this commercial for TV or for radio? Sometimes it can make a big difference. If it's just for radio, then the voiceover is usually front and center with maybe some music and sound effects. If it's for TV, the voiceover can be kind of a background player where the video is doing all the heavy lifting and bringing home, driving the message, right? So I'm going to, it's not explicit here what it's for. It could be for both too. So I'm just going to approach this as though it's for radio or so that the voiceover would be the main player here. But at the same time, they're asking for inspirational and inviting. I don't want to bowl them over with a big, bold, sort of a superhero read. That wouldn't be appropriate. I want to be kind of laid back, conversational-ish. I say conversational-ish because, it's very typical for you to read something in the directions like, oh, we want you to sound like you're speaking to a good friend over coffee or something like that. Well, they don't know how I speak with my friends over coffee. It's usually filled with expletives and sarcasm, and that's probably not what people want in most of their commercials. So, it's conversational-ish. All right. You don't want to be stiff and sound like you're a machine or really super polished or, in presenter mode or anything like that. You're just a regular person talking. And so that's kind of, I'm going to be approaching this with a conversational-ish attitude. Okay. Now, I'm going to give two takes. Typically when it's not explicit in the instructions how many takes they want. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they'll say, give us your best take. We want one take or two or three or more. It's not written out here, so I'm going to give two takes. And typically I'll go with my gut as to what I think they really want to hear, and then I'll give them a little something different. I won't stray too far because, some things that I could try just aren't appropriate for the commercial, right? I could put on a wacky character voice, or sound really menacing. That's just not right for this kind of a thing. So I'm going to give two takes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to approach the energy level a little different. One take is going to be, a little more subdued, but still heartfelt and warm. The second take or the other take will sound a little brighter, maybe a little more energetic. Okay? So let's give this a try. See how this goes. Okay. I've got a window open here. It's a warm day. And it's warm here in the studio. Lights. Oh, all the lights and cameras. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Okay, so the first take is going to be the one that's a little more subdued. Okay, so here we go. Young people bring with them the promise of potential. It may be hidden and quiet. It may be loud and proud. But vast amounts of potential exist in every young person, and it's up to us to defend and nurture it. When our young people could use some additional support, the big brothers and big sisters of America rise to the challenge. And when you become a big brother or sister, you just might find that the give and take that you experience will unlock the potential in you. Okay, something like that. I was trying not to get too warm and smushy, and come across too smarmy, you know what I mean? Excuse me. But I wanted to be, supportive, welcoming, inviting, all that stuff. Okay, now let's try something a little different, a little more energy, a little brighter sounding. Okay. Young people bring with them the promise of potential. It may be hidden and quiet. It may be loud and proud. But vast amounts of potential exist in every young person, and it's up to us to defend and nurture it. When our young people could use some additional support, the big brothers and big sisters of America rise to the challenge. Pause for car. And when you become a big brother or sister, you just might find that the give and take that you experience will unlock the potential in you. I'm going to do that last line a little bit differently. And when you become a big brother or sister, you just might find that the give and take that you experience will unlock the potential in you. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so the, not wildly different takes there, because I don't think they're looking for something that's wildly beyond what I'm giving them. I just want to give them a little taste of different energies. Different turns of phrases, things like that. Slightly different emphasis on certain words. Nothing too wild. Hey, I can give wild. I can go wild, but I just don't think that's appropriate for this commercial. So that would be something that I would probably turn in for an audition. Okay? I guess that's it. Let me turn back to this now. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you might do differently in the comments. Let me know. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to do what I can to answer them. Also, if you'd like to try one of these script workouts with me and go through a little coaching, I'm here for that too. Check out the Calendly link in the description below, and you'll see the offerings there. And if you just want to touch bases, you can always reach me at jan@ja-voiceworks.com. if you need to ask me any questions, get more information about coaching opportunities, things like that. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and have a great day. Take it easy. Another car.